Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kaya from Millennial Mom, and today we're going to talk about Married at First Sight Chicago. It's finally the reunion part 1. Now let me say, I've been gone for about 2 weeks, so I'm behind, not with Married at First Sight. I've been watching, but I mean behind with like Family and Fiance. I've been watching that too, so my goal is to make a video. But if you know, you know. But I'm back today, so thank you everybody who has sent me well wishes and all the good stuff. And I'm back today. Let's just leave it at that. All right. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. Everyone, whether you're live or on the replay, please hit that like button. It's free. Don't cost you anything. I'd really appreciate that. And let me know what you thought about the reunion. I mean, to be honest, I know that the show could end at Married at First Sight, weeks ago, but it's contractually bound where they have to stay on for a certain amount of weeks. When we saw the show just go fizzle like a firecracker, right? Because, I mean, who was really left on the show as a couple? I mean, we just watch it just become a true S show for the making. And I'm happy it's reunion. Again, due to the contractual stuff, they have to do reunion part 1 and 2. Part 1 didn't give. Okay, it was just like a replay of everything we already pretty much knew, except for maybe a sprinkling here or two. But other than that, okay, I mean, what's really going on? Part 2 is really where the juicy bits come in. I want to see Emem's new man talk about whatever, and I want to see any extra drama. I want to see the experts, what they have to say about their matchups and what's going on now. And I want to know why Ikechi walked off this time. Okay, that's his MO, walking off. It's not like we care, but okay, that's what he does. And yeah, and you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and get to the comments. I'm already going to drop the link. If you want to join and talk about it, you can. I mean, I don't see us being on here too long unless you want to, I guess. But I mean, there wasn't there was stuff to talk about, but part 2, like I said, this is juicy bits where everything is going to come into play, at least for me. So hello, Tamika. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? Hello, Cynthia. Hello. Hello, Sharon. How are you doing? What'd you say? Tamika Sketchy does walk off every episode. Every episode he walks off. For someone to... Thank you for welcoming me back. And for somebody who always talk about, or especially this past episode, about how much he's grown. It's been a year, like things don't bother him, like he like brushed off his shoulder like the old school song. Okay, it's not giving you brush stuff off your shoulders. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. All right, so let me go ahead and drop the link. So if you want to join, you can. If not, we just go ahead and talk about it. What did you all think about it, chat? If you watched it, did you stay until the end, or did you stop watching along the way? Because I know it was hard to watch some episodes. I know we're here mainly for to see what was really going on with David and Madison. And is it me, or is that probably going to be the one and only time we're going to see David dressed up, because that's what Madison wants her man to do, dress up when they go somewhere? Because any other time he looked, I don't know, regular. I'm not going to say bummy. He just looks regular. And let me say this, just based off of what we saw on Reunion, how they was, like I said, hugged up and lovey-dovey and all that stuff, and the never before seen footage. Like I said, I know I haven't been here in 2 weeks, but I've been watching it. Did David really have 2 jobs? I'm thinking maybe that's what he told Michelle, so he didn't have to be at home, so him and Madison could be on the creek. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, because it's not giving 2 jobs. All right, I'm just saying. All right, I see you backstage. You ready? Okay, here we go.
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Much better. Thank you.
Good.
So you watched the reunion?
Yes, yes. Listen, somebody need to do a video of every time Sketchy walk off and do that song by Sassy Santana. Let me see you walk, walk, walk.
My copulation. I may have to put that to my my fam, Miss Courtney. She's
Yes,
got the time. She's got the time. She wants to.
yes, yes. That'd be hilarious.
Right. I agree, Cynthia. Everyone looked nice. That was my first typed out
They
comment. Everyone
did.
looked nice. Even the usual suspects. Everyone looked nice. But you could tell David was very uncomfortable in his suit. You know what I'm saying? Even though they were matchy, you kind of gave like the prom vibe to me. Because that's how immature. She talked about immature. Madison, I called you up weeks ago. Fake phone. Girl, please. That was her MO, right? They looked like they was at prom. His suit didn't look like it fit all the best. But I mean, he got one on. So I give him that. So Camille and Thomas going strong for more than a year.
I'm glad.
And let me say, you know, I was a skeptic about it, but I think maybe as time's gone on, I think that perhaps Camille got out of her own way and out of her own expectations of the relationships she used to be in. Because she is younger, and she said out of her mouth, she's used to the men, the guys with the cars, the chains, the loud music, the standing on the corner, and it gave a certain look. You know what I'm saying? It gave a certain stereotype, typical vibe, which would, you know, whether it be thug, street dude, whatever you want to call it, that's what it gave. And so when she was saying those things and trying to get Thomas to wear like different jewelry and step up his swag, how many weeks did we hear swag? Okay. That for me was like, then you're not into Thomas. You want somebody from back in the day. So I think maybe she finally got out of her own way, because I don't see Thomas changing. And then by the time you get to be a particular age, which Thomas now is, you're not changing your spots. You either roll with it, you're going to be grown, or you can do whatever it is you need to do. I'm not going to say kick rocks, but you can go and do what you feel you need to do, right?
Exactly.
So, but anyways, most of the cast members talk about they're still friends, and they text in certain group chats. I wonder how that works, because every now and then, there's
a couple group chats,
right? But every now and then, if you ever been on a group chat for, let's say, like any holidays or whatever, you might text somebody who don't necessarily have your number on accident. You know what I'm saying? Or be messy and do it. I can see that happening.
I want to eat you up. Clearly.
Exactly. Hey, crafting diva. Crafting Virgo, excuse me. So I'm not gonna say any real bombshells for part one, but I will say that it was very interesting that David and Madison, he moved into her place. He's no longer in the basement. He talked about they're getting an investment property, and they have promise rings. Okay. I don't think so. I'm going to need more than a promise ring before I sign my name on the dotted line. Okay.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. I know it's been a year, but why is David acting like he's never, ever? And then just, you know, he's acting like I mentioned many weeks ago, 17 again. He's acting 17 again. I don't think that's like the best look. And what have we all heard before? How you get them is how you lose them.
Yes.
Okay. Now, see, Madison, she was still a little too cocky for my taste, but that's just me. That's my personality. She came across a little like showboaty. They both did, in my opinion. It's okay that they're together, but like we said, it's how they went about getting together, right? But she's gonna have to watch out for the all the people he said he was in contact with, getting coffee and doing this and that when he was with Michelle, getting so-and-so lunch, even if it was Madison. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
she had a bunch of aliases. It was probably her, and he just, because she was Tiffany at one point, so that was his other job. It was called Tiffany. So
right. Yes, Kayla, you say he acted like a teenager's nose wide open. Exactly. And they definitely had too much camera time for the last 2 weeks. Too much camera time. I understand they still have a show, like I said, contractually to put out for a couple weeks, but we didn't need, let me speak for myself. I didn't want to see their relationship blossom, because that's not the premise of the show. You know what I'm saying? Now on the reunion, they could do whatever, but on the show, because it still looked like, they was, doing the doing. Anyways, whatever. All right. Cynthia, you say Madison and David continued to lie was annoying. And he's a terrible liar. He's a terrible liar. And she is too, except for her lies. If you're going to believe anybody between the two of them, you would halfway kind of maybe sort of believe Madison, because she could at least say it with a straight face, right? Mm-hmm. Versus David, he just like, well, just believe what you want to believe. I mean, that right there. And his whole 17 again persona is like, nah, you too grown for this, right? So everything you say is a lie. And matter of fact, the apologies that they gave out again or whatever, I don't believe their timeline.
Yeah, they can stop with the apologies.
Yeah. You know, I don't, first of all, we shouldn't have to wait till part 2 of the reunion for any timeline. Since she meaning Madison was trying to get on Michelle, talk about, we could burn it all down. Well, burn it down then. What you waiting on? Right? You lied all this time. What you waiting on? You sitting here with your new man. You might as well give a timeline. If it was at the honeymoon, because things happen. I've always said the honeymoon is the telltale for most of the relationships. If y'all was doing whatever the honeymoon, then that's just what difference does it make now? So anyways, do you believe, and everybody in the chat, that David really had a second job? Do you believe that now looking back on it?
No, because he never really talked about the second job. So,
because remember I mentioned, I said, he doesn't really change clothes. He's very casual, whether he's door dashing, working in a warehouse.
That could be his second job, is door dashing or Ubering or whatever. That could be his second thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think he did, to be honest. I think that was something to stay out the house. You think he was lying too, Kayla? Mm-hmm. All right. So let's jump to Camille and Thomas. So they spent their 1-year anniversary in London and, having a good time. What y'all think about Thomas's haircut? I was like, okay, that's the back in the day line on the side, Thomas.
Right. He trying. I like them together. I'm glad that she kind of got it together, but like you said, she's not used to a good guy.
Right.
And sometimes when we're not used to a good guy and we get a good guy, we don't know what to do, because it's like, well, dang, I'm used to,
everything.
I'm used to the thugged out and she just wasn't used to it. And I think he had to grow on her. And I think he did, because she was so used to, the thug, the gangster, whatever. I don't like to call black men that, but
right. The
stereotypical person. Right. And so when she was like, oh, okay, so this is really how I'm supposed to be treated? Not like this. This is how, the finer things in life. I don't have to drink out of a red Solo cup. I can drink out of fine china. Oh, okay.
Right.
So, and essentially, let's be clear, he upgraded her.
Okay.
He upgraded her. She went from a red Solo cup to a fine china.
I agree. And you know what? She admitted that in a way that, she had to, let him be him and kind of just let him grow. But no, like I mentioned when I first started this live, she had to get rid of her insecurities, like you said, what she was used to. Because like I said, she's just 30-ish, right? So she put herself, or she just not necessarily put herself, but she was attracted to men who didn't treat her the way she should be treated. And now she's on met a man through a show, whatever. And Thomas isn't like that. And she was like, why are you not pulling my hair? Because she was saying that too. Like, I want my hair pulled. I want this. I want that. And he's like,
yeah, I don't do that. No, I don't do that, ma'am. I don't do that. So I'm gonna take it nice and slow, and I'm gonna do what I do, and yeah. So
right, look, and that's gonna be it. So you like
right,
it or
right.
not. Kayla, you say yes, he did because he's older. He's more mature and very stable. I think that's what she needed. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she needs it. But he needed her to teach him that it's okay to be who he is. I don't know. To me, I don't necessarily know she taught him it's okay to be who he is, because he mentioned that he had to learn certain lessons growing up biracial.
Right.
That, he was picked on, bullied, or whatever, and he had to learn for himself. He had to be who he was in that aspect. I don't think that was her, because if it was her, she wouldn't have kept mentioning the swag to him and to her sister and all that, because she was really good on my nerves with that swag thing. I'm like, girl, okay, you don't have to be here.
Exactly.
So I'm glad that she stepped out of her way, and I would love to see a successful relationship with them. I still think, my personal opinion, I still think she needs to continue to allow him to show her the finer things of how women should be treated, and for her to still, recognize that, you know what I'm saying? Because it takes a while to get rid of bad habits, no matter what, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's where she was in this. But okay, girl, I have hope for y'all, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Kayla, you said, but because she's biracial, she should be able to understand his perspective and help him see it's okay. She should, but that's not how it came across, at least to me in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Not to me. I mean, it's okay to agree to disagree.
Because sometimes when you're biracial, you can grow up in an urban area, which may be what she did, and she's used to that. And he grew up in a not so urban area where he's used to, country songs and
right
and rock. And she's, he a little country, she a little rock and roll. So they're both biracial, but they could have been raised differently.
I think that was mentioned before.
Yeah.
I think so, that she said that, she grew up more urban. He grew up more around Caucasian people. He dated Caucasian women, and, he didn't really dabble with too many other women because he didn't feel like he was accepted. So, I don't think that was her doing. I think he just learned that along the way. Matter of fact, I think he said that the lesson or whatever, clarity for him clicked after his father passed away and he reunited with his mom. So there was a lot of life issues that occurred for Thomas along the way before she even got there. All right. So let's move to Emem and Sketchy. So Kevin showed a never before seen video on their honeymoon where they were hugged up. It's like, yeah, we need to get to know each other before we get to know each other. I'm like, While they was doing that video cam, that's probably where he had her hand on his, what. Okay, because that's what it gave to.
Yeah. And remember when they was on the bus, he was like, oh, I'm ready to, he said something, I'm ready to Dodge, get out of Dodge or something to get away from everybody so him and her can have a long time. He is full of it. Full of it.
Oh, hold on. Let me get him. We'll try to get the video. Let me talk about try to get the video next time, but we'll give him this. What he gives, he does a lot of word salad, and we don't want any. We you didn't wash your hands, we don't want any, and it's just a fact of he still has that look on his face. It's a look of, I don't want to say disgust, but he definitely doesn't want to be in the room.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And he need to tighten up that beard. Scruffy. That's neither here nor there.
It's just that, he just really didn't, along the way, and still on Reunion, at least part one, didn't answer questions. He talked around a question, but he didn't necessarily answer a question. And then he's going to say, a little bit later, he said he lost interest, sexual attraction to her on the honeymoon.
No, he lost sexual attraction when he saw that she was living better than he was.
Absolutely. And I'm like,
he wasn't a pick-me type chick.
Exactly. I'm like, it can't be both ways. It can't be. we need to get to know each other, and M telling us, the hands were different places, and then but you lost interest. It can't be
Right.
both. It can't be
But
both.
he kept turning on and turning off, and like, yeah, I want it. No, I don't. Yeah, I want it. No, I don't. Yeah, it's like that. So she was confused. I think she was genuinely confused. Like, okay, wait a minute, what are we doing? So you're one way on off camera, now you're like this, And then I am glad that he cleared up that aggressive comment,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I am glad he cleared that up. But he literally played in her face. He wasted her time and played in her face.
Right. Now he could have. I mean, it took him a year to
exactly.
clear it up,
Yeah. And that could have did a lot of damage to her. A lot of damage.
And I think, he probably only cleared it up because it was brought to his attention several times about because of the backlash he has received.
Yeah.
As the year has gone on and the show has progressed, because otherwise, I don't think he would have, because like I said, he has the word I'm using. A word that's in a dictionary. The disdain, the dislike he has for Emem is just oozing from his beard, his pores, from everywhere. He does not like her, and he just doesn't want to be in the same room with her. I see you backstage. Hold on.
He intimidated. Intimidated.
Kayla says, and you notice he did not deny it. He knew on the show that he was initiating sexual contact. Well, he couldn't deny it. He couldn't. Because when they show the backstage, once production gets involved and show you wanted to creep.
So I creep. Yeah.
Right. And this is not the show for creep. This is, if you want to come on Married at First Sight, this is not the show for the creep. Production will call you out every single time. Don't matter what week it is. They will show your clip. Okay. So anyways, you ready backstage? Okay. We got Sir Vontae on the line.
How you doing? How y'all doing?
How you doing? Sitting outside.
Yeah, it's nice out there. We good.
It's about 40 degrees. I'm not good yet.
Oh yeah, we 70. We 70 down here.
No, it's gonna be 70 on Saturday.
Okay then.
But yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
We will have some rain tonight.
Some rain?
But it's it's about 80 degrees there though.
No, it's about 70.
Oh, okay.
But it's still gonna rain tonight into
that's dangerous. I mean, they shutting everything down. Can't nobody go nowhere.
Look, I don't drive in the rain. I try not to. It's serious. But anyways, that's real talk. Anyways, so before I talk about sketchy, did y'all notice, is M showing a motherly glow? I know you're not supposed to say women might be with child.
I heard that she did she was eating for a couple people.
Eating for two?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, her face is a little fuller, You know what happens when your face get a little fuller if you weren't already fuller.
Right.
So we'll have to wait.
I'm happy for her.
She's still weird to me. I don't care. She's a little weird. Yeah, like the way you moved on. Like, I ain't saying you can't move on, but it's just like you say I learned how to watch people and whatever you said you learned, but it's just like how you learn that and you still only knew this man for 2 seconds as a grown up. You knew him growing up, but you don't know him as the man. You know him as the teenager. That's a different person. And he got kids.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We haven't talked about her man yet.
Okay. I didn't know how late I was. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun.
Okay. Well, let me wrap this up with this part with them, and then we can talk about that part for next week. So apparently Kevin is asking Sketchy, so are you dating? I mean, we saw clips of him like playing his guitar, doing whatever. He's trying to be whatever, back out there doing his thing, right? And he says he's dating. And then they're like, the experts gave you what you were looking for. They gave you your Michelle Obama. He's like, well, they thought they gave me my Michelle Obama. Okay, well, that goes both ways.
Right, because you showing up ain't no Barack.
You know what I'm saying? Like, does That's my question to everybody. Does he
Yeah.
think he is like the status of Barack and you looking for a
No,
Michelle?
he's a but not Obama. But not. Because
There
he
you
I
be
go.
don't get
not
like his
Obama.
obsession with Michelle Obama. Like it's just like, okay, I get it. You see him in a, you don't know what they like behind closed doors. I
Right.
mean, that's cool and all, but like,
Hmm.
dude, you was a regular dude. Keep talking about you looking for Michelle. Michelle ain't got no regular Ikechi. She got a Barack.
Right.
No,
You gotta make
she
that
got
a
a but
t-shirt.
not.
You gotta
Huh?
make that a t-shirt to make a banat Obama.
A but not. Listen, you
Ooh.
remember back in the day, people were like, "Oh, I want a relationship like Will and Jada."
Now look at
Hmm.
him.
Hmm. Right. Crafton
No, we
Virgos,
don't.
right, in his dream. And then Kayla says Michelle would have chewed him up, spit him out, and threw him out the window. Not just Michelle, everybody, but clearly M. Because
Hmm.
please, as
All right,
soon
I
as he
hope
used
somebody
those
tell her
words,
the truth. Ain't don't you think it's weird that this man just popped up out the blue?
No, he called her. He called her cousin and got her number.
Why he call her cousin all of a sudden? How you trying to date somebody on the couch? What man you know? What man you know really serious, really like somebody? I'm on my couch. I ain't got my stuff together. Let me approach this woman that got everything together. That makes no sense, especially in your
Listen,
40s.
as a single woman out here in these streets, it happens.
ooh,
Cause trust me, it does. Now,
Okay.
if a woman chooses to date a man that's on the couch or in the attic or in the basement, it happens. I don't know about
Well,
you, mama, but it happens that they show
I
enough.
mean, dating
And
is
I'd be like,
one
you ain't
thing.
even
He
got
trying to
yourself together.
propose. He trying to propose already. He ain't met his kids. Who proposed somebody ain't meet their kids? That's weird.
that's very, very true.
That
That's
is, yeah, yeah, that would never
Especially
happen.
he got
Even,
little kids. He got little
yeah,
kids. We got to make sure that my kids don't think you a weirdo. Just because I think you cool, kids be seeing it different.
yeah.
She could be could be the greatest spouse, but a terrible stepmom. Not saying she is, but
Hmm.
it do be some people. The great girlfriend, bring kids involved. Oh, this is a terrible person. She has no motherly instincts, no
Hmm.
empathy, sympathy, none of that.
Yeah.
Still want
let
to be first.
let me jump back to MM and not MM and Brandon. Well, this is maybe why she feels like I guess it was okay to rehash. And before I say that, though, to answer your question, Tamika, even though I haven't dated in a while, but yeah, it happens. I mean, I've had my stuff together for many, 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 many years because I've had to, right? Many
Hmm.
years, and I've had men along the way, whether it be a year or two younger or 10 years older, who is like, you know what I'm saying? Like you still got a 2 year old? No, moving on. But anyways, back to MM. She said that it took her a long time to, get it in her head that she gave him too much sketchy, too much time and attention. Like she
Hmm.
gave her all too much. I'm like, the minute he called you aggressive to your face, whether it be
Yeah.
on camera, off camera, to the experts, that would have been it for me. And then the cycle kept continuing every time you met the experts with something else.
Hmm.
And then it continued to something else in a group setting. And then it continued to something else. But you was still 10 toes down.
Slow.
Ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying?
Ridiculous.
It's just the fact of this relationship too, whether hopefully it's a whole different dynamic, but it seems like Brandon, her new man, isn't necessarily bringing a new truth dynamic just based off of, you know, how we came about. You know what I'm saying? Like he was still married and all this and that, this and that. And jumping in too fast. He don't seem like he might be, but it doesn't give he's on the up and up.
Hmm.
Well,
It
time will
gives
tell
that
for that.
she's in the same cycle she been in. She's in denial. Talk about the lesson you learned. You ain't learned no lesson. How you learn the lesson that did the repeat? You literally did the same thing. Okay, it wasn't married at first sight. This is close enough. One date, I can link back up with your cousin and propose. This ain't moving too fast. Where's the red flags at?
Right. Where them red flags at?
Yeah,
Where?
right.
That's what it
Right. At this point, like, come on.
is.
Right.
Anyways, Kayla was saying M was feeding for attention after being in an emotionally abusive relationship with Ike.
But I
Yeah.
don't think it's just Ike, because he said the people before her treat her worse.
Mm.
So she ain't never had nothing but Ikes.
It's an esteem issue. It's an esteem issue with her. So you can't give somebody self-esteem. You either have it
It's called
or you don't. And then if you
self-esteem.
don't, you have to actively work on it. You can't give somebody self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make someone feel their worth. You have to know your worth. Everybody's worth is at different levels. You know
That
what I'm
is
saying?
true.
Some people's worth is based off of somebody else when it should, anyways, that's a different topic. Let's move on to Sketchy is still looking for his Michelle Obama. Okay.
Never
Anyway.
gonna find her.
Yeah.
Alan and Madison. First of all, before I talk about that, didn't we see a picture of Alan and his girlfriend? Don't she look like she a sister? Don't she look like she
She
has a
does. I was like, oh, Alan got him a little brown girl. Get your
It
life,
might
Alan, cause
it
thick
might
thighs
about
save
time.
lives. He
You
got
right?
him a
been
little brown girl.
you been yoing for all this time. You might as well.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
You and
He looked like
Diane
she.
finally with somebody in a hoopty.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, Alan. Shoot, here
I
we
ain't
go.
even mad at him.
Pins it.
Hey, I don't know. Shoot, she might have hit a lick. We don't know
Right.
yet. You know, Alan, he don't seem that hard to bag.
I mean, everybody's self-esteem is in different places, so I'm not gonna
We
go there.
see this all the whole
Mm-hmm.
cast. Alan ain't nothing but the white male MM. Rub his leg.
You
I'm
silly.
ready to jump over a bridge. I think I'm in love. Like,
But you know what? But that's showing a pattern, though, right? For two people whose self-esteem isn't as high,
Mm-hmm.
just go to the next. Someone who, they like me.
Right.
Here's another reference. Oh, I think they like me. You know what I'm
Oh.
saying? So,
but like your self esteem, your self esteem low. So your cure to it is I'm gonna get married.
well, at least Alan didn't say that he's dating in a relationship. But here's the thing: he met her through a matchmaker, and then he was going to go on a second date, but he got picked for the show.
A matchmaker, dang, it's that bad? You gotta go to a matchmaker.
People
All
go to
these,
Yes.
all these
Yes.
women, a matchmaker.
Yep.
That ain't no
uh,
but a scam.
to be honestly, I think a matchmaker would be better than online if you
Mm-hmm.
if you could, because at least you both have to meet like the experts. At least you both have to meet somebody to see if you're a good match versus online you could be a catfish. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
But anyways,
I'm googling it and it's not showing. It showed a picture of their feet, and she do look like she got her feet is brown.
She looked black. I seen her hand. That was a sister. I believe it.
yeah, she definitely brown. She
Mm-hmm.
definitely brown for sure. Hey, the Jasmine Show. But
Hey.
I thought it was very interesting when Madison came out and her and Alan sat down, and Madison's face starting to look a little bit hard too now. She was trying to talk about Michelle, but Michelle looked good B40 versus Miss Ma'am, who was trying to, start
Michelle,
something.
you better keep her looks. It's gonna be sad being alone all your life. It's
Hmm.
gonna suck.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but I just thought that again, Madison was just to me talking to be talking. She just was, and I just thought the main thing from the whole conversation, because y'all could get into it more if you want to, is
Mm-hmm.
that they said that they're still friends. I said, what? Hold on, y'all.
Oh,
Hold on.
Madison and Michelle still friends?
Yes. I just looked and it said that they still all follow each other on Instagram. So
Cause Michelle
yes.
never cared. It was just the fact that all she wanted was to say, "Hey, you don't want them, I want them." That's all she wanted.
Yeah.
She wanted to win. She's all upset because she lost. That's all it is. They need to quit falling in the trap, act like this woman is a victim. She's not a victim. She lost and she can't take it.
Yeah.
She can't take that she
You
lost
can't.
again because she think people gonna keep putting up with her crap. It's like you gotta go through a couple tests to get with her. Ma'am, I'm sorry, you ain't worth all that. For what? Ain't no man about to be going through all these hula hoops for no regular. You a regular.
Now let me say this. Let me say this in general. Let me say if I was in a situation. I don't know if for me, I don't know if I would be mad that I lost. It's not about losing.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, like she said, and like I agree, but we said this before the reunion, the plane in my face. Let's take David out of this. Like when she's coming to the girls, you know how the girls and the guys have their own little thingy. The girls have gotten together many, many times. Many times. And the conversation about, regular relationship and then it's things going on, to me, it's a line in my face. Now, the reason why she's still comes across like she's upset now is because some people can't get over things like take a long time. But that's what I would be like, the plane in my face, like you lied to me. And to me, I'm telling you right now, this is real deal Holyfield in Las Vegas. The number one pet peeve of mine is if you lie to me. If you lie to me, everything you say going forward is just that, a lie. It's a lie. So you might as well not even talk to me. I mean, if you're my family, that's different. But if it was like anybody else that you really can't not talk to, it's a done deal. There is no communicating with me because you could tell me is the sky is blue and I'm be like, she lying. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me though. That's me. You can't lie to, and you know what? And that was no good reason. That was no good reason. Yeah, I'm not attracted to my husband, but damn, you're gonna be like, girl, I don't know. I don't this, I don't that. That's not cool. And you didn't just do it to me. You could have confessed it to like one of the other cast members to help you tell me to bridge the gap. You know what I'm saying? But the way David came across, he just was like, you know what? Yeah, man, I'm sorry. Just is what it is. I think that's what made it worse.
Yeah,
so
Madison
I don't
was
know about
wrong. Madison and David was wrong, but Michelle, you could have avoided all this if you would have just left as soon as you seen an apartment because you couldn't get over it. You kept staying, acting like I'm trying. Your trying is seeing him walk
Right.
out the
Well, she
door.
wasn't
Have a
trying.
good day. You were
She
there.
wasn't.
She
He
wasn't
wasn't
trying.
trying. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, this would have never happened if you would have just been enough to be like, look, man, you still live with your mama. This ain't gonna work. I'm out.
And yeah.
Then it would have.
But
But
excuse
what
me.
I
Go ahead, Tamika. Go ahead.
what I think is that with with um with Madison, I think she was trying to just see through the 8 weeks, and then after the 8 weeks, she was gonna pursue it, but he messed up with the dang on text message, sending it to the wrong person, to the wrong M.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I just outside looking in, I think that they were going to go through the 8 weeks, say no, and then get with each other. But because that text gate came out, then it's like now everything blew up, and then he stuck. Then he lied, told a bad lie at that, and yeah. But I get it. She don't want nobody. I don't want nobody lying to me either. But she didn't want him,
She didn't
and
want it.
she
But
played in
see,
his. She played in his face. She played in our face.
David, what did we learn? If you got two women with the same initial, you put pictures on so you
Yeah,
don't make
you
the
should have.
mistake. Or you ask Siri to text them. You don't text them something like that. You say, "Hey Siri, text Madison," so it ain't no mistake.
He should have
But
had her Stephanie, like he said it was.
right. But here's also the thing too. Here's another thing to it where David is concerned. So even though, Michelle, she weren't trying, she wasn't attractive or whatever, but was it still okay for him to still be on the creep in your marriage though? Because if you could do it now when things aren't going right, how does Madison know this not going to happen to her?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It only took him like 2 weeks to creep.
Right.
That wasn't no
Yeah.
regular 2 weeks. That was a
No,
terrible
no.
2 weeks.
He was looking. He
That was
was definitely looking at her on the honeymoon because he was
everybody
like,
would have
"Dang,
creeped on her. She could go 20 men deep on Married at First Sight. She was gonna get creeped on by 20, at least 18 out of 20 of them. I guarantee
yeah."
it.
And
Mm.
how
No
old is
man not about to
David?
sit. No matter if I live in a basement, you're not about to just keep putting me down. Ain't like you was in a mansion. You in a 1 bedroom. I'm this close to you, sweetheart. I'm one lease. I'm
Right,
one lease. I'm one lease sign away from being where you at. You act like you in a mansion.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right, right. David should be. I think she was like a year or two older than him. So, because Madison's just 30, so she's like 38, 39.
Oh,
But she
David is
know.
30. David's 36, and
30.
Michelle is 40.
Oh, okay.
And Madison, I think she probably about 30 now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but anyways, all right. Well, like I said, Alan, okay. You still friends, you still cool, you can say hello. And your girlfriend is anxious to meet Madison for what? For what?
Weirdo. What?
Ooh.
What type of
Wait,
weirdo
wait,
is
wait.
that?
What's his reference? What did the 5 fingers say to the face?
Mm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, why would you want to meet her for what? Like, why is Madison and Alan still in contact? And why? What we gonna do? Dinner date? Double date? For what?
They might. He
Cause they
might be crazy
all,
enough to
cause they
do it.
all weird. Cause boy, if I was
Yeah.
in that show and I was David and I did what I did, I would have been like, "Look, my fault, Alan. It's messed up. I ain't gonna lie. It's messed up. I did you
Mm-hmm.
wrong. He did have a couple beers, but like, I
Nah,
mean, you cool, my brother, but gotta watch out."
that's not cool either.
You gotta look. You gotta know men. You got to know men. We know men. I
You're
know
right. You're right.
men.
You're right. You're right.
You
You're right.
can't be
But
think. You trying to think on. He's thinking like this is a woman. No, 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 no. Men are hunters. You just got your gazelle is on the loose because you don't have it. You don't
let's
have
move
it.
on. We're about to get wild. We're about to move on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then Kevin talked to all the ladies and, went from the shock of Emem's engagement. Everybody was shocked at that. And then Madison was like, I was in shock too, but who am I to say? I said, shut up, girl. Nobody asked you.
Leave Madison alone. She living her best life.
No
They
judgment.
might not be. Yeah, she living her life. I don't know if it's the best life, but she living.
But did
Karma
y'all
catch
notice
up to her.
they had Madison, and Camille on one side, like the ladies who were dating or in relationships, and then they had
Mm-hmm.
Michelle and Karla on the other side. I'm like,
Yeah,
they
that
could have
was
mixed
funny.
that up. Don't be so obvious, right?
Right, right.
So,
Glad Camille got a clue. Good job, sis. You finally go. You finally grew up. Good job.
well, she's growing up. I think she's still growing
Yeah,
up.
she's still growing.
She's still growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was interesting. He asked them who, do they think they'll still talk to each other in 10 years? I'm like, I'm
Everybody
sure,
said yeah, except for Madison. I mean, except for Michelle.
right.
She
I mean,
done
they
with
still
these.
hang out.
She done
Hmm?
with all them. She done with all them.
No, Michelle said she'd talk to everybody except Madison. But everybody else, like, yeah, we're gonna talk to each other because
Right.
they all still cool with her. I was surprised when they said
Hey,
that what's his name, the Colombian cigar
Juan.
guy, Juan Valdez, that he went with them when they went to go ring shopping, and I'm like, oh. And he was like,
Another.
"Oh, should I get my camera out and take a picture of this?" I'm like,
No,
"Oh, okay."
that's yes. He should be with them. Another person wasted everybody time. Yes, another one. Add them to the team. With the team waste timers on three. 1, 2, 3 waste timers. Cause yes,
I think Juan has
Juan
overstepped
got
his
off so
boundaries.
easy. Juan got off so easy. Him and Carla. Oh,
Absolutely.
if I was a good host, I would have been lighting them up. Like, well, y'all talking about everybody else. Did y'all even try?
Right.
No,
Absolutely. I think they're going to get into a little bit next week.
next week,
For
yeah, yeah.
But I think Juan has overstepped his. I think Juan was the wannabe expert on the show. You know,
Him and Karla was.
Because, for example, when Ikechi was around, he'd be like, hey, man, we need to kind of cool down, or talking to Allen when he came back after he heard, when we all found out what was going on with Madison and David, things like that. I just think, he kind of like overstepped his bounds a little bit when he weren't even, what's the word? Not filtering, cultivating, managing his own relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And they also
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a relationship since the honeymoon either, since you forgot about Karla, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all.
So it was over then, and it was never intimate. Did they even hug?
No, I don't think so.
I think was they another couple that only kissed like the
They
one
didn't do
time?
anything.
Yeah, they didn't do anything either.
They only kissed at the wedding, right?
Yep.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Chicago or if Illinois has where they can, what is it? What's not divorce, but the
Annul it.
annulment. Yeah, because they didn't consummate it.
Right.
Thank God, this is some easy divorces.
Right.
And
Well, that's everybody. That's everybody except for the married couple.
mm-hmm.
That's
I
everybody.
don't know.
Mm-hmm. She
MM,
all of them.
I don't know. MM, she might better watch out. Catchy might try to get some alimony out you.
Nah, they were married long enough for that.
Oh, we might be all right.
Yeah. Dorothy Woodley says, is it something amiss about Juan? Something's off about him, like he shouldn't be trusted. I think Juan was like another person that was trying to promote his business. He was another person for me,
He did
so.
not give me I was ready to fall in love vibes. Like he just
No, I actually saw something on Instagram about him. Somebody had came for him, or maybe it was on like Reddit or something that someone posted on Instagram. Somebody had came for him in some comments, and it was like maybe a week or so ago, and he was talking about like how much his apartment is in Chicago, and how much his buildings where his business is housed is worth, and all that stuff. I'm like, okay,
right.
okay, what's that got to do
Interesting.
about you on the show?
Exactly.
Anyway,
as my mama would say, what that got to do with the price of tea in China?
All right.
Who said you was broke? We ain't never say you was broke. We was confused why you was using that painter's car as a TV stand trying to talk about with style. Like we was confused, but I didn't think you was broke. I seen your
Yeah.
apartment look nice. I mean,
yeah, and things are expensive in Chicago. So to him to say $3,000 a month, I mean that sounds like it's average. Depends on where you live, right?
Right.
The Jasmine Show says, I don't even know what Juan's business is. He's got a couple startups, and don't he have the app to meet people in the airport? Was that him?
Do we?
said, but
Yeah.
is it against your contract to promote your own stuff? Must be.
I don't know. I
Because
thought he
that
had
wouldn't make sense. So there's been plenty business owners on here. They'll say what they do, but they never showing their salon or
Yeah, I
showing
think that
their.
was him. Oh, go ahead, Devontae. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I feel like they just need to renegotiate them contracts. If you're gonna be on TV, you should be able to at least promote your brand.
Yeah, he Flight Mate app.
Yeah.
That
So
they can select seats with somebody they're most likely to connect with, avoiding uncomfortable seating arrangements.
Right. So the Jasmine Show, I know you all like to travel as well. So it'd be like being in the airport and you look up on your phone, you have this app to connect with somebody to see if you have like, hey, I'm cool. We go in the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
You want to start up a conversation like stranger danger. That's what that is. In an airport?
Yeah.
No.
Right, like they still can't lie on their whole profile.
Exactly.
You instead of getting catfish, you get feet fished. I got feet fished. Oh,
Yeah.
this lady.
And most airlines, once you check in, they don't let you switch anyways. That's how they know who's who. If unfortunately something happens.
Yeah.
Anyways, and we know what's been going on this aviation, but that's a different conversation. All right. Let's move to finally David and Michelle. So Kevin asked them, right, the Jasmine Show says, I don't want to talk to anybody more than I have to in the airport. Okay, exactly.
Okay. No, seriously.
Don't you hear those announcements at the airport? Make sure you got your own bag. Make sure it's your bag. You know what I'm saying?
Right. If we
Right.
get to if we get to know each other, it must be a long layover or something at this point.
Right. Anyways, so Kevin asked them again, have they had a chance to reflect on, or talk since the show's ended? First of all, does it seem like they want to talk? Because I wouldn't want to talk anymore. For what?
I'm done talking. All talked out.
Now, let me say that David says that he's reflected over the past year. He said his parents were very disappointed with him, his family. He said things were tough. And is it me, when David was talking, and, maybe whether Kevin hit a certain point or maybe Michelle hit a certain point, that it seemed like he sat back and kind of was like quiet and was like, thought about like, I didn't think about that. Or was that just me, or did y'all catch that vibe
Yeah,
too?
yeah, I did see that. His parents probably kicked him out because of what he did to her. Like, you know what? We don't even want you here. You got to get out. That's why he moved in with Madison.
So, they moved in together?
Yeah.
Yes.
I missed that part. Did they move in their own spot or her spot?
Her
Her
spot.
spot.
But they're buying a house together with their promise rings.
Yeah, an investment property.
Mm-hmm.
An investment prop. Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and I'm like, why would you do that? You're not married. I'm not giving you no cash. You know how much a house costs? I'm not giving you thousands of
They
dollars.
gonna get married. I feel like they're gonna get married though. I feel like it might really work. It's
I
just
do
messed
too.
up.
I do
It might.
too.
It's just messed up. But this
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
bad the experts is that there is a God.
Right.
Well,
They
we're
set
gonna
you up
find
with the
out on
wrong one
Peacock.
and flipped it.
We're gonna find out on Peacock what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna
Exactly.
find
Man,
next season.
I don't like how they did that. Now I gotta get another subscription or something.
Another one.
Like, come
Well, we
on
all
now.
do, because that's the only way we can watch.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the Jasmine Show. A promise ring in your 30s is crazy work.
A promise ring, period, is crazy work.
No, as children, as teenagers, a promise ring, okay. But
Absolutely
listen,
not.
there's somebody. I'm a woman of a particular age. I know I look 30 in the face, but I'm not. But if somebody come with me with a promise ring, you know where you can put that promise ring, sir.
Exactly. It's no
Yeah.
promise.
Yeah, I promise you, I'm about to
We
kick
don't
your
even
tail.
at this point, depending on how old you is, you don't even gotta be engaged that long. What we waiting on?
Right? Because listen, we only got a few more years.
All right. Let's get to the Bahamas quick.
Okay.
Right. If we could drive there, it'd be even better.
Right. We can use this dang on app, the Cedar app, and then now we about to sit next to each other. We're gonna get to know each other on this plane ride. Yeah.
Right.
I need to
Mhm.
go. Why don't y'all two? Y'all could go on Married at First Sight.
Shut the boy, you about to make me cuss at you.
Dorothy Woodley
No.
says this situation was probably the straw that broke the camel's back for David's parents. They are probably over him and his flighty ways. Probably because he did live like a frat boy in the basement now.
Yeah, get out.
He definitely did.
They put him out.
David
Probably
says he
kept
felt like
bringing Madison back there. That's probably what happened. He probably started violating. They're like, oh no, you don't pay rent like that, bro. No.
David said that it felt like he was walking on eggshells with Michelle, and we definitely saw that. We for
Mm-hmm.
sure saw it. I mean, I'm not taking away the things that Michelle did and how she just was
Yeah,
like,
because she's still dirty.
she did him dirty. She
Yeah.
didn't give him a chance, didn't even want to have a conversation, just kind of had her nose in the air, and then David.
Like she better than.
It's
Right.
like she went low and he went to hell.
That's
Yeah.
it. Right. Favorite T said Madison isn't sure about David, hence the promise ring. I think Madison is going to accept whatever just so she could say, "This is my man, my man, my
I
man."
mean,
She talking
yeah.
about she ain't sure about David. She moved David in her apartment. She pretty
Right.
sure.
Yeah, they
Right.
sure.
So Michelle said that she could have phrased, how she talked about living in the basement different. She goes, but my feelings are still the same. I'm like, it doesn't matter how you phrased it. I think a lot of us women would have been like, huh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
interesting.
Right. Okay, yeah.
I mean, couldn't be me, but okay. You got it.
Right.
Nothing
Wait.
interesting.
Hold on. This you?
Wow. You may want to put those clothes in the dryer. You don't want them to get stinky.
Right.
And yeah.
This you? All
Mm, mm.
right. That's, I mean, what else can
I
you
mean,
say
this is nice. Okay, yeah.
that? You know good well this is nice would not have come off your mouth. You've been like,
Like, okay, this is cute and quaint.
the Jasmine, so she went low, he went the lowest, and
For
it looked
sure.
like a wedding ring, though, the first thing I said. I mean, it's just
Mhm.
the fact that, again, she wasn't interested. She dragged it on. He went dirty. He went rogue. It
Yeah,
wasn't cool. You know, he didn't want to wait, even though he did. I'll give him this. He did wear his wedding ring the entire time.
he did.
Definitely did that.
Yeah.
So, regardless of what he was doing, he
But
definitely
I
did.
feel like people shouldn't be looking at them weird for maybe getting engaged or getting married. And them doing it. Why it's cool for her? Same thing.
I mean, it's not like it's not cool. The difference, Devontae, you know the difference. The difference is it was a husband swap while the other husband was oblivious. He had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
That
Not none.
was
Wait a
the
minute.
difference.
Can I say one thing that just I giggled, and this was on the last episode when Sketchy came in and he was like, "Who is?" And then Brandon was like, "Who is that?" And she was like, "Oh, that's my ex." And he looked at him and was like, "Yo, that
Yeah.
was so funny." Like, dude, like,
Yeah.
no, ma'am, that was funny, but.
Mm.
I like that she, moved on and got somebody. The engagement, yeah, that was a little bit because she was like, yes. He didn't even get it out, and she was already yes. And so,
Like that. Yeah. He didn't even
but
get the
she got a nice ring though. That ring was nice. I ain't gonna lie.
But
But
guess what? Guess what though? Guess what? Because this is what I thought at the last episode. My mind, I'm an analytical thinker. I'm not saying nobody else isn't, but I was like, anything you buy and you're still married is community property. So, whose ring is it really?
right.
Oh, I'm
Well, if
sorry.
he bought it for her as a gift in anticipation, in anticipation of marriage.
No. Not when if you haven't been divorced. No, ma'am.
Oh,
No, ma'am.
well, hopefully,
No, ma'am.
listen,
That's technically your wife's ring.
yeah.
Okay. Or you have
But
to
and
give her
then,
the money
he
for
had to
that.
give her half. And then they've been engaged for a year, so because it's been a year later.
Yeah. Well, either way, she jumped the broom. Well, she's trying to jump the broom too fast. Well, her Instagram already says wife.
So
So
let's
But
see.
she might be one of them slow ones though. It'd be like the young girls, they be doing that, calling each other wifey and hubby, ain't even engaged.
Mm-hmm.
She might be one of them.
Dorothy Woodley, we are not giving Michelle a pass. No,
Absolutely
absolutely
not. No.
no. She don't get a
Nah.
pass.
She don't
I mean,
doesn't get
she
no
was done
pass.
dirty. Yes, she treated David terribly, and David did her dirty. So we're
Yup.
not giving her a pass at all. No.
God don't like ugly. Sometimes it's
You
So
ain't
ugly.
find the pretty.
Emem brought that ring. I was thinking the same thing. I said maybe Em bought that ring because, like I said, community property is something else. If you're not divorced, that's not your ring for real, for real. So, all right, y'all. That was the end of part one. Part two looked like we're gonna get into nitty gritty. We're gonna see, like I said, the experts. So hopefully they have something to say this time, like something for real to say.
I want to
instead of
know
just
what
like,
made Ikechi mad. Like, what made him say, you know what?
because Pastor Cal said, because Sketchy said he was in the marriage for real, and then that he tried the marriage, and Cal said that was BS, so he got up to leave. So if that's the clip, so we'll see.
Oh, I thought it was
Okay.
when old boy was like, "Marry me right now."
Oh, I
Now,
would have got up too. I wouldn't have got up. I would have laughed. Like,
He was like, "Marry me right now." I'm like, "Oh,
Mm-mm. We'll find out. We'll find out why Karla's upset. We're gonna find out about that and anything else. Because to be honest, I mean, Juan and Carla didn't really bring nothing. She's still, upset about the honeymoon. David and Madison can't add nothing more, except for unless they're talking to experts. And Michelle and Allen and all them, and just
So
is what it is.
who was the second person? Was it was an MM? Was the second person? Who was the second? The wife swap or the? Remember they said it was two people.
I mean, that's what they tried to say. That's what they tried to say. I don't know.
That MM was the second one.
No, not that she was the second one. That was the rumor that was out there. I don't know.
That it was two.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, she did say this season was a S show, so I guess we'll find out. And it was. She weren't lying. She weren't lying. It was. So, as mentioned in the beginning of this video, my goal is to make a double video for Family and Fiance. I did watch them both. I just didn't do a video. I didn't have the energy, but I have the energy now. And let me say, last week's I thought was it was okay. But the week before that, with the young couple and the shit, that was everything. That was everything.
The one last week I fell asleep on.
that one last week was like a real family with real problems that that people really work through. You could tell. Oh, it's boring.
Right. But the first one though, that was it right there.
Yeah. Right. The one with the queens from Zamunda.
Yeah, and the sugar. I was like, what?
Like how much?
It was like I need both.
You cut your beer down.
They need to update food budget. They need to up that food budget because I'm tired of them eating spaghetti.
Well, they had chicken legs last week, so that was healthier.
Oh, okay. That
was healthier. So, all right. Well, I will see everybody for part 2 of the reunion. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all and for the well wishes and everything like that too. And any final comments?
Nope.
No.
All right, wait, hold on. We got one in the chat. Romel, we out of here, but how you doing? We about to go. So, all right, y'all.
So real quick, if you can see my shirt, it says, "We don't know how strong we are until being strong is all we have." It's the only choice we have. Because I have a trait of sickle cell, so that still affects me. So, yeah, we never know how strong we are, Mama Kay.
That's very true.
Yeah. Yes.
Very true. I appreciate y'all. And thank you for sharing that, Tamika. So
you're welcome.
All right, y'all. Well, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
All right, bye.